I won't keep you long. I think it must be about 1 o'clock in the morning in Japan now, and I know that our visitors who've traveled that way, not only have you traveled far, but it has also been a very long day. But that was a great session, thank you very much. I just wanted to briefly sum up some of the things that we have heard about all of this afternoon. The session was about driving the digital economy and society in Europe. So we were looking at where we are with establishing our digital single market, but also at the same time, throughout the afternoon, also referencing where we stand in the global race for competitiveness in digital technologies. So one of the things that we've learned, and the Memorandum of Understanding is a great example, is when small and large companies, but particularly companies with academia and administrations cooperate together, then we really do shape the future of digital industry for the benefit of society, and we do it in the global economy. And there was a very important point to add to that by Mr. Takeuchi with regard to data flows. It's really important that we understand how a dynamic data economy requires access to data. And as I've been saying, a global data economy obviously requires global access to data. Now, we do understand fully the requirements for privacy and security of that data. And there was a very important agreement today between the Vice President of the Commission and the Commissioner, and between the ministers of the Japanese government, to begin talks to ensure that we can have that safe privacy data flow across from Europe into Japan and back to create that seamless data economy, which is essential to everything that we've been talking about this afternoon, 5G, but also the Internet of Things. We've also heard with regard to the consumer's angle from the citizens, what is the benefit for them? What are their fears and preoccupations? Once again, privacy and security is essential to that. But we have already in Europe achieved some notable advantages, as you heard this afternoon, about abolishing roaming charges, ensuring content portability, so that we do have a single market, and so that people do actually realize that there is a benefit from these data economy, from these digital technologies as they move around Europe and, of course, go global. Now, we've just discussed now that global context, how the technological developments do not respect borders, and how we want standardization to be global. And that's where industry has a key role. They have taken their responsibility in the signature of the Memorandum of Understanding, and the European Commission, and I know that the Japanese government are in full support of that process, because we want to learn from you. But there are also more well-developed practical implementations and operational developments which show the benefits in both directions. Now, Mr. Endo didn't speak of it, but for example, the NEC has become the latest company to join what is called the Fireware platform, which is now a commercial and operational platform, which will be one of the key places where we will develop IoT applications for smart cities and other IoT applications in transport and in health, and we think also in agriculture in the future. So that is where a Japanese company, the NEC, has taken the decision to join this platform, which came from a European Union research project, which came from cooperation between companies and academia, and we have the same high hopes for the cooperation under the Memorandum of Understanding between the AIOTI and the ITAC in the future. So the Fireware is a great example. You will be hearing a lot more about it as you do more on IoT. But meanwhile, we're not standing still. And now I'm going to conclude. The European Commission put the Digital Single Market Programme on the table. It's just 2 years now. But already we are planning after 2 years to review and have a hard critical look at what we have done. We will have a midterm review for May, and there we'll be looking at things like the data economy, data localization and free flow. How can we assure access to data? How can we provide data liability? When an IoT application goes wrong, who's responsible? Who in the value chain, which might have not had any human intervention at any point in that ecosystem, where is the liability? We have to give that sort of security to operators, to providers, and to users, of course. We'll be looking at vertical sectors like e-health and how we can actually develop there the use of ICTs. We will, of course, be looking at platforms and how to solve business-to-business problems to ensure that the environment for the ecosystem we're building is actually the healthiest and the most conducive to innovation and to competition. We will be looking at cybersecurity, at our own agencies for ensuring that the proper security standards are followed, but also at things where industry will again have a key role in labeling, in cybersecurity certification, particularly IoT certification. Again, a role where we hope that industry will be at the lead. There is still more work to be done, but that's really enough work for today, isn't it? But before closing, I need to say that if you get the chance, the European Commission is actually showing the results of some of its work over here in this hall at the Horizon 2020 Research and Innovation Programme. It's the Digital Single Market Stand. You're very welcome to visit. But finishing, I must first of all, actually, Chris, I must thank you. Chris Burns, who's done a great day's job as co-chair and moderator.
Thank you. Thank you very much.
I would like to thank you for listening too much to me. You've probably seen too much of one person from the European Commission, but thank you for all your attention. And it is my duty, although Chris, you may want to say that, have the last word, of course, is that we are told, I'm not going to pretend that I'm inviting, but I am Irish, so I love a party. And it is that you're invited to enjoy some delicacies provided by the Japanese EU-Japan Centre for Industrial Cooperation. So that's always a more enjoyable way to close the day's work. Thank you very much.
Thank you very much, Pierce O'Donoghue.